My boyfriend, 19, of 4 years told me, 19F, he wants to transition into a woman. I didn't mean to come across it. I just picked up his phone to look at Reddit and there it was there. An alt account discussing his predicament. How he's afraid to lose me, and doesn't know the next step to take. I was just playing a video game. I literally had no intention of snooping. We do it to each other all the time, using each other's phones, because we don't have much to hide. At least I thought. I immediately was confused, and scared and hurt. Mostly hurt because I had my suspicions before and asked him, about a month ago, in the most delicate way I could if he was hiding something from me. And he lied to my face. I noticed he was shaving his legs bare and wearing my high socks, and that's when I came to him and asked him if there's something I don't know. I probed him about it basically because I had a feeling there was something, but believed him when he said, I promise there's nothing you don't know. I had to wake him up. There was no way I could just pretend I didn't see it. He had work in the morning, he values his job a lot. But I woke up and told him why I was so distraught. We talked, or tried to talk, through my constant crying. I was on the verge of having a meltdown. I wasn't sure if I post this because I'm afraid people will call me transphobic. I kept asking, are you sure? Are you sure? And he was so confident about it. Yes, I am sure. I want to be a woman. At the end of the night I told him I loved him for who he is and that won't change. He looked so relieved. He told me he never plans on getting a sex change. I asked him about his sexuality and he says he's still attracted to girls. I'm not using he to be disrespectful, I'm using he, because honestly it still doesn't feel real and I don't know how I'm supposed to feel. I'm the only one that knows. When we went to bed I was uncomfortable. I don't know how to feel. TLDR. Saw Reddit post revealing BF's issue of transition. Had my suspicion a month ago before, but he denied it and promised he wasn't keeping anything from me. I said I'd try to accept his transition, but I don't know how to feel and for some reason I'm scared. Edit. Lots of people saying, just leave, if you can't support her. Without even knowing all the factors that would result in that. Like, does she even have a fucking place to go to? Does she have family that supports her? Because both of those questions are kind of fucking important, and if I was to try and give advice to a stranger to ditch somebody and ultimately led to the other person miserable, I'd feel pretty fucking guilty. Just saying. I know I'm her whole world, she tells me every day profusely. And anyway, I don't want to fucking leave and I won't. Even if I'm uncomfortable in the beginning. It's not worth throwing away everything. God, Reddit sucks. What's the point of this fucking sub if the only advice people have is, just leave. Just leave. Oh, you aren't 10,000% on board after discovering this? Why don't you just fucking ditch them? Just go ahead and throw away 4 years of building up mutual love and respect because a difference came along. As if that wouldn't tear both our worlds to shreds. We're not just lovers, we're attached at the hip, best friends. You realize we love each other? So, just leave isn't a fucking option. Don't care if it's cheesy. True love might only come once in a lifetime and lifetimes are already short enough. I've already made my decision that I'll try and make it work. Thanks for absolutely nothing. Relationship advice, my fucking booty hole. Edit. Sorry for being an asshole in my previous edit. Some of you are giving really good advice, thank you. Last edit. I called her up at work, she wasn't busy, and told her about this post and that I'm not mad at her for lying and I understand why she lied, and said I might have lied too if I was in that situation. I don't know if she'll want to pop in or not, maybe even using the Reddit account with the post I discovered last night. But she was so happy, I could tell she was near tears when I told her I'm going to support her and I'll be by her side no matter what. And she said she wants to hug me as soon as she gets home. And this was directly a result of all of the awesome advice I got from you guys. I really didn't know how to feel before and I thought I was alone. So thank you for being awesome. I can't say for sure what will happen in the future, but I'm sure right now I'm willing to try and make it work and hopefully discover more about myself too. And I don't think Reddit sucks anymore, at least not completely. Okay, actually, last edit. He told me right now he is still going by he, him. I'm gonna put my phone down for a bit because I can't stop staring, obsessing over this post. She didn't lie to your face to be an ass. She did it because that's a hard-ass decision to come to then go public with. If you can't be there for her completely, then it's probably best to split. If you don't want people's opinion, don't post on the internet asking for help. You get mad because people tell you what they think will suit the situation best, after you asked for advice? Yeah, what's up with you? Reddit isn't the place to advice, even if the place is called relationship advice. Please ensure that both you and your partner get some counseling. I didn't read all the comments but didn't see it mentioned at the top few. Deciding to transition and ultimately transitioning has a psychological root and is going to take a psychological toll. Reddit is made of a bunch of immature people who only see the easy way out. Only a handful of people's advice would be helpful to you. If you can't be there for her 100% genuinely, for her sake split. Are you attracted to women? I'm not. That's why I had to end it when my partner of 13 years and the father, now mother, of my child transitioned. I thought I could maybe deal at first, but when her body started to change after she started hormones, I had to accept the fact that I wasn't happy and I wasn't going to be able to make her happy. But everyone's sexuality is different. Good luck. Hello, and thank you for your submission. Please take a moment to review the rules listed in our sidebar. For further guidance, please see our wiki. This is a bot message. I cannot respond to any comments. Please modmail us with any questions. I am a bot, and this action was performed automatically. Please, contact the moderators of this subreddit. Message, compose, to =r, relationship_advice, if you have any questions or concerns. Boyfriend won't delete nudes from past hookups and relationships. I'm sure this has been brought up in this subreddit before, but I couldn't seem to find any advice on this. I, 27F, and my boyfriend, 28M, have been dating for about 6 months now and he means the absolute world to me. I can honestly see myself marrying this man. We hit it off immediately and have had amazing chemistry since the first night we met. However, I have some major trust issues due to past relationships, which has led to me feeling extremely insecure at times. Anyway, long story short, as he was sitting next to me tonight, I was looking through his phone to find pictures of us from a recent trip together. I scrolled back a little too far and stumbled across some old nudes from before we started dating. When I saw it I joking said, "Oh, who is this?" and scrolled further to see a picture of my hairdresser holding up her shirt to show off her nipple piercings. He immediately started trying to snatch the phone out of my hand. I asked why he was acting like that and he told me I can't just go through his private photos like that. I told him it made me feel really uncomfortable and I asked him to delete them since the one girl does my hair, and he said no. He said they are memories, and that he has to have boundaries with me. Honestly, I am extremely hurt. I don't care if wants to watch porn or save photos of random women, but the fact that he had some type of connection, relationship with these women and has an issue deleting them when I asked him to, makes me feel very uneasy. He reluctantly said whatever and that he'd delete them, but I asked him to go. I'm lying here wondering what I should do. He told me I was overreacting, so I'm wondering if I did. I think it bothers me more that he refused to delete them when he knew it upset me more than the actual photos themselves. I would have done it for him in a heartbeat. On top of all of this, I stumbled across him flirting with another girl in Facebook Messenger about a month ago, so I am feeling incredibly insecure and down right now. And wondering if these are red flags. Any advice, suggestions, opinions on this would be greatly appreciated. Heart. You should have deleted him a month ago. You didn't overreact. Does he really expect a relationship to continue on while he's got nudes of your hairdresser, and other past memories, while also refusing to delete them? He knows he's risking the relationship and hurting your feelings and yet still chooses keeping old nudes to be the hill he dies on, which says a lot. In my opinion it also shows he currently has no interest in committing. Doesn't mean he won't ever want to, but it's a clear sign that right now, while you see yourself marrying this guy, he's very much not on the same page as you. You're all in and he isn't. You need to think about that. Also, if you decide to break up, delete your nudes off his phone. You see yourself marrying this man, but found him flirting with another woman 1 month ago? And he have nudes of several women you both know on his phone that he wants not to delete, and let's be real, his reaction sucks so much. Memories? I'm laughing so hard. You are just 6 months together and he does all this shit. You should be more worth like this. And stop behaving like he is such a great and wonderful guy. If he really were, he wouldn't flirt with other women or save his naked trophies on the phone. I personally think it's a huge red flag to keep nudes from previous relationships, hookups. Yeet him. Move on. Let him hold on to his memories of past ex-girlfriends and attempt to find somebody who is willing to put up with that. This isn't specifically a you thing, Opus. 99% of people would not be okay with this situation unless they had no feelings for their partner, using them for sex, etc. What you're asking of him is basic relationship stuff. He shouldn't have those pictures, they should have been deleted long before you even came across them. I dated a guy like this. Past tense. Don't marry a guy that makes you feel insecure. Seriously. Just break up. I assure you there are great guys out there who don't keep nudes of women who aren't you. You're not overreacting at all. This is a gigantic red flag. There's not a single logical reason for him to behave that way or to want to keep things like that. Like zero. If he does this and shows that he doesn't care about your emotions, there's no telling what he will do in the future. Is my girlfriend faking her mental illness to get away with abusing me? She had a stroke 6 years ago and she has some frontal brain damage because of it. I never knew her until after their stroke, so I don't know what she was like before it. I have researched brain injuries and they do cause unhealthy behavior that is not controllable. Unexpected events can lead to anger. Also, sudden changes in mood can happen. She does say sorry if she lashes out, but only when I support her. The thing is, I suspect she uses it to manipulate me. So I recorded an audio file of her. She is fine mostly except in stressful situations, but I'm not convinced. It always seems to be whenever she doesn't get her own way she acts out. I've been with her for 4 years and I have had my doubts if she is acting or not. She lashes out. She says she can't control it. This morning I didn't believe it and I put my phone on top of the cupboard to record her as I left. Before I left, she was walking around the house cursing me and throwing a wobble. This is because she was getting ready for her friend arriving and I had gotten out of bed and decided to get ready for a run. She said it's too much at once and unplanned. Said she needed the bathroom, but I said I would be less than 5 minutes. Right before I left, she was grabbing a chair and shaking it against the floor. This can be heard in the audio. She then collapses to the floor and says, "Help me, help me." I didn't hear this before I left in real life. As soon as I hear the door shut in the audio, she instantly stops and you can hear her standing up. Her voice goes from crying help to angry and she calls me the C word to herself. She carries on getting ready as before, but she's not walking around panicking saying how stressed she is like before. Just quiet. When I get back 2 hours later, she is fine. She sent a message saying, "I apologize for the stress, and for saying that. It's so frustrating when it's clearly 100% brain damage, and the one you love says it's not." Do you think by the audio recording she was faking it? Here is the audio clip 141. Bro, no matter what she's going through, you do not deserve to be treated like that. There's no excuse for abuse, period. She's faking. I listened to the audio. She was clearly able to shut off the hysterics as soon as she thought you couldn't hear her. That's not brain damage, that's manipulation. Frontal lobe damage causes personality changes, addictive behaviors, especially smoking, impulsively, aggression, and occasionally hallucinations and delusions. It's very possible that her stroke caused these behaviors. It's even possible that the stroke caused her to fake some of these behaviors. But ultimately it doesn't really matter why she's doing it, just that it's negatively affecting you. What does her doctor say? Is she on medication? Getting physical therapy? This isn't a problem for you to solve, it's a problem for her medical team. It doesn't matter why. What matters is how she makes you feel. And that's abused, gaslit, and unhappy. Just because she says it's a brain injury doesn't mean she gets free rein to that. Sounds like this relationship has run its course. Leave. Like years ago. If she has problems, she should have getting help. Instead, she put you in harm's way and claims she cannot control it? She is an abuser. Manipulative and vicious. You posted this? Why? All your comments are defending her. Just stay and keep dealing with random outburst, then man shrugging light skin tone. You need to leave her, like yesterday. I ask you this. Does it matter if she is faking it or not? Either way, that is incredibly unhealthy behavior. If it is because of brain trauma or not would make no difference. It is not a relationship either of you should be in, as neither side is going to be happy. If she indeed has brain trauma, she needs to seek treatment and help. You need to do what's right for you, because if you are unhappy and miserable, you cannot make someone else happy. GF prefers her vibrator over being together with me. It makes me really insecure. My 25M girlfriend, 25F, of 5 years has never enjoyed me going down on her despite really trying to. I might just be that bad, but she also uses her vibrator quite often, 4 or 5 times per week, which in her words, has made her desensitized to it. She feels really guilty about it and it's having a real impact on our relationship. She broke down to me saying that she thinks she'll never get all the way with me and how if she was in my position, she would feel really bad. She doesn't mind sex, but it doesn't feel as good as her vibrator either. I asked if we should use her vibrator together and she said no. She only wants to use it alone. We still enjoy sex together and are continuing to learn more about each other but not making a great deal of progress. She's a generous lover and will do anything for me, including regular blowjobs and sex. It's just hard to think she's doing it all just for me. She's had a few sexual issues, UTIs, tightness, and we both never had any other sexual experiences before our relationship. I love her so much and I'm trying to stay positive, but I do feel a little hurt by this and it makes me wonder whether she would be better off with someone who could treat her right. I would never tell her to stop using her vibrator, but I honestly don't know what to do. I've even watched cunnilingus sex tutorials and tried different things but nothing has worked. I really enjoy sex together but now I don't even want to do it because I know it's not great for her. Has anyone gone through this experience before, as either person in this scenario? Any help is appreciated. Heart. Too long did not read. GF broke down and told me she only enjoys using a vibrator. It's causing a strain on our relationship and makes me feel insecure. What's her objection over using it together? No, doesn't provide understanding the issues. My suggestion was going to be you using the vibrator, but it sounds like she's not interested in involving you in her sex life at all. That's a problem. If she prefers the vibrator, that's not an issue. Many women have trouble without that kind of stimuli. But not wanting you to be a part of it is. Have a serious discussion about this, and if she's not interested in involving you, has lost attraction for you, that's grounds for breaking up. If she is willing, she should drop the vibrator, reduce her frequency of use. This would help her regain sensation. In the meantime, the two of you could just focusing on enjoying sex. All this pressure to orgasm is going to make it that much more difficult. Just focus on enjoying the intimacy. This isn't necessarily you doing something wrong when you're trying to get her off. Desensitization would make it difficult. Period. If she is willing to reach a middle ground, try to regain sensation, and explore with you, that would be great. If not, you've got to determine if her not being able to orgasm with you is a make or break scenario. If a guy replaced his girlfriend with porn and masturbation, people would be saying he should cut it out. But when a woman does it with a vibrator, that's somehow okay. As a aid, or a supplement, or a toy, as something that helps, sure. But as a replacement for you? That's not fair to you. The female equivalent of death grip. Ask her to stop using her vibrator for a while, since it could be affecting her sensitivity down there. A little reality check. No man can perform like a vibrator, especially the one you're mentioned in the comments. So it's not abnormal that she prefers her vibrator, because it just works better or works at all. But we're supposed to enjoy sex for other things than mechanical pleasure, especially in a relationship. I would ask her to develop what she likes with you in particular. And also tell her most women touch themselves during intercourse, with or without a vibrator. Have you ever seen a post with a guy who ignore his partner to masturbate, watch porn and comment saying to said partner to help him masturbate, watch porn with him? Me neither. So why are now people telling op to use the vibrator on her? Why no one is talking of a selfish addict and to break up? She's lucky to have a boyfriend who makes such a big effort to improve on something some guys won't do at all. Hope she's making just as big of an effort to make you happy.